Hi everybody, I'm Deacon Dave.
I'm layperson Lisa.
Welcome to the Deacon Dave and Layperson Lisa show, live from Deba, Spain. Deba. Oh, you said C. I thought you said E.
I was agreeing with you, yes.
Okay, good. C.
It doesn't happen often, I know.
Muy bien. I know. So we are at another Aqua Podcast studio location here in Deba. You can take a look around. There are a lot of people here today. Yeah. They're everywhere. More people than what Lisa likes. She doesn't like crowds.
Right.
But hey, you can see above us too.
Yeah. Oh, there's a lot of surfers out there. I don't know if you can see them, but there's quite a lot.
So we walked 11 miles today that felt like 25 miles.
It took about the time of 25 miles.
Right. Tomorrow is supposed to be even more strenuous. So, and it's 15 and a half miles. So we're not really sure what time we'll actually post this podcast. Could be a day late. But it is Friday, and it is our second day of walking here in Spain.
Yes.
But I guess we're calling it, day 4 on the Camino.
Yes, because we had 2 travel days.
Exactly. So, Lisa, why don't we go back to something we talked about the other day, which was the reaping and sowing, and why we're coming up with that.
Oh, so one of my favorite things to see along the Camino is the gardens of the local people, and we are not seeing the bountiful harvest of you're distracting me with this.
The bountiful harvest right now.
The bountiful harvest of these gardens because they are in the sowing
phase.
Time, and not the reaping time.
Yes.
And so often there's seeds planted. Any encounter we have with someone could potentially plant seeds in our heart that we don't necessarily see
Whoa, that was high.
a little bit of a wave there. We don't necessarily see the fruit of, but yet God, we never know how He's going to work, and so we should always just be hopeful for any sort of seeds that any encounters that we have can happen.
I'm rolling up my shorts, y'all, so because I got in trouble last night because they got wet, and so now I'm rolling them up, and that's why you're seeing the sky. Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I think so often, right? We want to be the ones that are reaping, and seeing what's going on.
Yeah.
But I think the reality of it is if we're really following the will of God, Lisa, that probably 90% of what we do, we won't actually sow.
Yeah, and we're still called to scatter seeds.
Right, but someone else will reap, or the people that God is having us talk to will reap at some point.
Yes.
So that's very good. So what's the second thing?
Oh, the second thing today was, and I don't remember what town we were in, but we came across an open church, the first one of our Camino, and we saw a beautiful replication of Calvary of sorts, so Jesus crucified, how we often see him with the nails, and each side of him had one of the thieves, and it was very interesting how the thieves were putting their arms around the top of the cross. And why don't you share your thoughts on that, Deacon Dave?
Well, here I am. Well, my thoughts on this are, is I noticed that Jesus was hanging freely, right? So he freely died on the cross.
Yes.
So he wasn't trying to save himself.
Yes.
Okay? And the other two on his right and his left, they were actually had their arms up over the cross.
Yes.
And you could see where their lower foot was trying to push off their other foot that was nailed, right?
Yes.
To kind of hold themselves up. And I said, they're afraid of death.
Yes.
But Jesus freely accepts death.
Yes.
And so I'd never seen it like that before.
No, it was actually, it made so much sense because there's Jesus surrendering to the will of the Father, and then there's the 2 thieves trying to be self-reliant and save themselves.
Exactly. And see, if you wonder why I keep getting closer, it's because my arm is getting tired after walking and carrying a 25-pound bag. I'm a little tired.
Yes.
So what's the third thing? They said we came on a church towards the end of our walk.
Yes. The third thing that we saw, we experienced was we were in
Yeah.
And we went to a church called the Virgin de Izakara, and Deacon Deacon Dave talked to one of the ladies.
I played my deacon card.
I wasn't going to say that.
I did.
And said, asked, like, what's the name of this church? And then she just was like, oh, come on. And so we got to go up above the altar, and she turned the Mary and the infant Jesus around so that we could see her very closely. And I thought, and then the sacristies in Europe are like amazing. They're huge.
Yeah.
And so we got to look around the sacristy, and Deacon Dave was able to give us a blessing with the holy water in the aspergillium.
That one was hot.
And we are flip-flops.
Oh, no.
Thank you.
So
Thank
close.
you, yes.
So close.
Yes, I think my highlight was getting a blessing from
Yes.
Deacon Dave with the aspergillium. And
Yes,
the holy
I
water.
used the holy water that was in there,
yes.
probably from maybe even from their baptismal font. I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe
That
from
would
their
be-
Easter, from Easter.
Yeah, there were some cool rosaries in the back as well. There was a ship. We didn't quite figure out
we
what was
couldn't
going
find
on
out
with
the
that.
significance of the ship, but there was a stained glass with the ship, and then also inside the church, inside the worship space, there was a ship hanging. But everything was in Spanish, so we didn't get to really understand what that
It was
about.
very, very cool.
Yes.
So a lot going on. Big day tomorrow. So anything else, Lisa?
There was something, but I can't remember. Oh, so this is the first day we were here. So this is day 2. I'm going back to day 2 because we were at a beach now, and it made me think. So like we were after we had recorded the podcast in San Sebastian, we were drying our feet or rinsing our feet off. And there was two older men just walking with their swimming trunks towards the water, and the water was ice cold, yet they were still like on their way in. And we saw this older woman with a swim cap, and she was actually like jogging to the water. So it was like kind of like a reminder of how we are called to be childlike.
Absolutely. Lisa, you love being childlike.
I do.
I'm Deacon Dave.
I'm Layperson Lisa.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.